Welcome to my second blog on the whole nature of atrocities, both natural disasters and also man-made. And I want to focus in on this blog as to something I referenced in the previous blog regarding the Oklahoma tornado and the devastating effects. I think it was something like 24 children killed, 100 adults, whatever. And I showed you in the last blog a little picture of a tree here in Mexico that had just been snapped by a tornado like a twig a few years ago. And you can see behind me in the jungle, there's hundreds of coconut palms around here, and literally dozens of them were just snapped like twigs. And so one of the main points I brought up in the last blog I want to expand on is, why is it that in great atrocities or natural disasters we find that human beings seem to connect much more to each other than in normal day-to-day life? And the reason I believe that happens is because we start to see life between us as the most common and precious element that exists. And things are often so graphic in those natural disasters that we just immediately become at one with each other. Now, the point is that why does it have to take something like that in order for us to become more at one with each other? And one of the reasons could be, it's worth thinking about, is that in especially North American and Western life, it's very built on a capitalist system. There's a lot of competition between people, and the rewards can be great, and therefore we tend to have a feeling of separation from people. But let's think about what happens in something like a disaster, which is a spiritual connection amongst people. People actually don't seek any reward for their actions except to be at one with another person and to help them out. And so we can start thinking about that in our own daily lives, learning a little bit about why things happen, why connections happen in terrible situations. How can we bring that into our own daily lives? And the reason, how we can do that is by thinking about the similarities between us rather than the differences. So some examples. Think about if you put a smile on someone's face. There's no reward for that for me, except for maybe it makes me feel good. Is there a reward for putting laughter on a child? You know, there's a kind of spiritual connection that costs us nothing and yet makes a great connection with each other. And as I was doing some research on these natural disasters, there was a great quote by a Muslim lady in Indonesia in a place called Banda Aceh. And she said while she was actually clinging to a pole or something, being swept by this river, she said, "I started to recite to myself every holy sentence I knew for the sake and well-being of both myself and others." And there is something that there is no reward for that lady to come up with something like that. But what a great little mantra for us to carry around day to day in our own lives. What can we do without being competitors with each other and yet make a great spiritual connection? Think of something in a daily life situation that can make a great connection with another person, and that's something we can gain from understanding the connection between human beings in times of great atrocity. Take care.